Have you ever swiped your keycard and walked through a secure door, but then had that little thought in the back of your head? Is this thing actually locked? Well, today we're going behind the scenes. We're going to find out how the pros really test a location's security. By the end of this, you'll know what's real and what's just security theater. So picture this. You walk up to a secure door. It looks heavy, it looks solid. The little light on the card reader is green. You feel pretty safe, right? But what if that feeling is just an illusion? How would you actually know for sure?
For the next few minutes, I want you to put on a new hat. You are now a physical security auditor, and your one and only mission is to uncover the truth, to see what's really going on behind the appearance of security. Okay, let's get into it.
First things first, forget everything you think you know about audits. This is not about walking around with a clipboard and just ticking off a bunch of boxes. Nope. A real security audit is a boots-on-the-ground investigation. It's about pushing, it's about prodding, and it's about actively challenging every system to see if it'll break under pressure. So, the whole method here is actually pretty simple. It's called a gap analysis. You're just comparing two things: the desired state, what security is supposed to be like, and the current state, what it's actually like. For example, the desired state, the policy, says all fire exits have to lock automatically. But when you walk the floor, the current state is that one of them is being propped open with a fire extinguisher. That gap, right there, that's where all the risk lives.
Now, before you start rattling a single doorknob, you have to know what kind of audit you're even doing. The goal, your mission, changes absolutely everything. Not all audits are created equal.
Okay, so you can really break it down into three main types, and what's interesting is how the stakes get higher as you go down the list. Think of the daily operational check as a little pop quiz. Are the guards actually awake? Then you've got the corporate audit. That's more like a midterm exam. Is this site following the global playbook? And finally, the big one, third-party certification. That is the final exam that literally determines if you can stay in business. All right, now for the fun part, the functional test. This is where we put down the paperwork and we start getting hands-on, physically challenging the hardware. The mantra for any good auditor, you've probably heard it before, is trust but verify. Let's just start with a basic secure door. 3 quick tests. First, the rattle test. You literally just grab the handle and shake it. If it's loose, that means the latch can probably be jimmied open with something as simple as a credit card. Next up, the closer test. You open the door all the way and you just let it go. Does it swing shut and latch completely all on its own? And finally, if it's a magnetic lock, give it a good firm shove with your shoulder. You would be absolutely shocked how often those things aren't even turned on. And this is the part that is so crucial. A door that doesn't fully latch is no different than a door that's just standing wide open. That 1-inch gap you might find from the closer test, that's exactly how a team of thieves in London once walked into a bank vault and just walked out with millions in diamonds. It turned a $1,000 security door into a useless piece of decoration. Okay, so we've checked the doors, they're solid, but what about the eyes in the sky? Seeing a camera up on the wall gives you a great sense of security, but how do we actually verify that it's doing its job? Well, there are 2 really simple but critical tests. First, what I like to call the "Can you see me now?" test. You stand right under a camera, you call the security control room, the SOC, and you just ask, "Hey, it's me. I'm under camera 4 at the loading dock. Can you see my face clearly?" It's amazing how often the answer is, not really. The second one is the time machine test. You ask them to pull up footage from, say, 31 days ago. This checks if the video evidence they think they have actually exists when they need it most. And this is the line you will hear all the time. This is the most common failure by far. You ask for footage from 31 days ago, and you get some version of this excuse. Think about that. If a major incident happened just 15 days ago, the evidence is gone. Poof, forever. That's not a small mistake. That's a total breakdown of the entire surveillance system. So, you've found problems, lots of them. Your job isn't done yet, though. Now you have to score each one. You got to classify them. This is how you tell management how serious the problem is and, more importantly, what they need to fix first. Let's see how this works. Your findings usually get split into 2 buckets. A major non-conformity, that's a code red. A critical failure, like the main server room door doesn't lock at all. That needs an immediate, all-hands-on-deck, 24-hour fix. Then you have a minor nonconformity. Think of it as a yellow flag. It's a smaller weakness, like a visitor forgot to sign out of the logbook. It's a problem, for sure, but it's something that can be fixed within about 30 days. It's all about prioritizing the response. But wait, there's a third category too, called an observation, or if you want to be formal, an opportunity for improvement. This isn't a failure to meet the standard. It's more of a professional recommendation. It's you saying, hey, this isn't wrong, but it could be a whole lot better. Like maybe the camera view is a little dark and you suggest adding a light. This shows you're not just there to find fault. You're there to actively make things better.
Okay, let's put it all together. Let's run through a quick real-world scenario. You are now standing at a building's loading dock. You've got your tablet out, and you are ready to start testing. Let's do this. First up, the big rolling shutter door. You hit the close button, you start a timer on your phone. It takes a full 45 seconds to close. Now, that's not technically a failure, but it does create a huge risk of a car tailgating right behind an authorized truck. So what do? You mark it down as an observation, and you recommend they look into a high-speed shutter. Okay, next, you move over to the regular side door, the one people walk through. It's wired into the alarm system. So you do a classic test. You just prop the door open with a little rock you found, and you start your watch. The policy says that within 30 seconds, an alarm should be blaring in the security control room. The clock is ticking.
30 seconds go by. Nothing. A full minute passes. Still nothing. After 2 whole minutes, there is only silence. The alarm never went off. And that is your finding. A major non-conformity. A code red. This isn't just some tiny glitch. This is a complete and total breakdown of a critical security system. It means the alarm sensor is broken, and somebody could prop this door open all day long, and the security team would be completely blind to it. It's basically an open invitation for a disaster. So, there you have it. Now you know the secrets. You know how to look past the surface, how to rattle the handle, check the camera history, and test the alarms. So the next time you walk through a secure door, you won't just see a lock. You'll see a question. And now you know exactly how to find the answer.